This episode is brought to you by Freeman Painting. Freeman Painting is Alabama's most reliable painting service, transforming homes and businesses by providing expert service with a proven process. Freeman Painting always gets the job done in a timely manner, giving you time to enjoy moments that matter in the spaces you love. Give the guys at Freeman Painting a call at 205-300-4848. That's 205-300-4848. Freeman Painting. We do the painting, you do life. This episode was made possible by Blanton Exterminating. Blanton Exterminating is a family-owned local business that has been servicing Central Alabama since 1962. Blanton Exterminating provides pest control, termite bonds, and mosquito control, just to name a few. Call the great folks at Blanton Exterminating today for your exterminating needs at 205-798-0512. That's 205-798-0512. The Saucy Lamb Club is back, baby!
Yeah, we're nice and all. Well, that wouldn't have been a good thing to say, but.
What were you gonna say?
I just said we're all nice and tight and close to each other.
We're all.
Okay, well, that wasn't weird. That wasn't weird until you made it weird.
Okay, we should probably start over.
No, this is good. We're all.
No.
This is quality content.
We can't leave that in there.
We can.
We're all here together on the couch. Beck, Justin has joined us.
How's it going, guys?
He's come to Sipsy.
Yep.
We got some Texas Day Brazil earlier this week.
Oh, still on my mind.
I've been in a good mood ever since. I don't know about you guys.
I don't know if you
it was
really been
amazing.
in a great mood, but okay.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Game Managers Podcast, where we talk Alabama and Auburn and SEC football every week. My name is Nick Norris. I'm a sports writer for a number of websites and publications, and with me, as always, are my good friends, Auburn fan Justin Knight.
Of course, the favorite going first. How's it going, guys?
And Alabama friend Aaron Patterson.
Save the best for last.
Oh, nice, nice.
Very good, very good.
All right, well,
Touche.
before we get into this episode, we got a little news up front. So we just hit 1,000 followers, baby.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
guys. War Eagle, guys.
And we also are going to have a bonus episode coming out this week.
Hey.
It's going to come out Thursday morning, and we're going to have Jim Thorpe Award winner Carlos Rogers joining us to talk about Auburn LSU.
Big time.
Yeah, played. He's a defensive back at Auburn from 2001 to 2004, and made the All-Decade team for the 2000s.
Top Auburn player of all time.
Yeah, one of the best, and he played in the NFL for like 9 years.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we got a number of topics today. We're going to talk about Tua's injury, what that means going forward for Alabama. Auburn's win today, how they looked, how we thought they fared, and we have next Sunday we're going to do our little Halloween episode.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Spooky.
Very spooky.
Get ready for a spooky mismanagers. So we'll have that going. And then at the end of the episode, we're going to talk about our favorite concerts, because just last night, me and Justin went to go see Weezer at the UAB's 50th anniversary
They're
free
really
concert.
good.
Yeah, they did good.
Didn't like the concert setup, but they were really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Can't complain if it's free. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, all right. Aaron, I think we're going to jump right into Twitter news if you're ready for us.
I can always be ready.
Twitter news!
Playoffs? Let's talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
It really doesn't matter what you think.
You play to win the game. You play to win the game.
All right. Well, what you got for us?
All right. So this first tweet is by BamaBo17 on Twitter. It says, I'm seriously beginning to think Trevor Lawrence had a Steven Garcia moment against Bama, and he's just not very good.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah.
Steven Garcia.
Well, we heard a lot about him when we played South Carolina earlier this year. That's all we heard.
Yeah.
But other than that, it has been quite a while. And I thought that was a pretty good tweet because he has not looked very good all year.
I think he'll get it back together, though.
I mean,
Half
I
the
think
season.
he has no choice.
Well, yeah, he doesn't. But what's helping them is they don't play anybody, so it's not looking too bad for them.
Yeah. Second one is by Barrett.
Sully. Barrett Sully.
Yep. Sorry, I don't know this person. He says Georgia has a national championship talent with a JV offensive game plan. I thought that was pretty funny because earlier today I said if Georgia lost that game, they'd be worried about becoming the new Auburn, and it's kind of
the JV offensive game.
Yeah, that's kind of what we say
Except
about
theirs
Auburn.
is a little different from Gus. Theirs is just run the ball. If you can't run the ball, then you're pretty much screwed because they cannot throw the ball either.
They don't go with all these really weird
they don't
plays unless they're trying to run a fake punt. Other than that,
yeah, on 4th and 12, 15. We want to talk about that. Kirby Smart's the what they say on that commercial? Most genius mind to come out of Georgia.
Yeah, Marty Smith's commercial. Yeah. Oof. Just read his book, by the way. It's really good. Never Settle by Marty Smith. Pretty good.
Yeah, random shout out to my boy Marty.
Marty.
So if you're watching, there you go. You got a guy who purchased your book.
Yeah, paid.
Yeah, we'd love to have you on the show sometime. if you don't mind. So, anyways, next one says Joe Burrow's bottom has been plastered all over my timeline like a dang Alexander Shannara billboard.
Yeah, he got his pants pulled down, unfortunately, today.
Yeah, and even on the broadcast, they just kept on showing it over and over again. They're like, hey, check out this bottom we saw.
It seems a little, a
yeah,
little risque, if you ask me.
Yeah, whatever CBS wants to get into nowadays.
I saw you rewinded a couple times.
No.
It was a nice bottom.
All right, anyways.
Joe Burrow's got the bottom.
Okay, I didn't expect that to go for so long. So, next is by Lonely Tailgater. It says, how do you set an NCAA record for consecutive PATs made and then end the streak in the same game? That's as Auburn as it gets. Success followed by immediate failure.
I completely agree. So, and who else than Anders Carlson? He sucks. Well, I mean, he's had his good moments and he's had his bad moments.
Not only did they break it the same game, they broke it the next PAT.
Yeah, the next PAT.
They broke the 303 with the 304. Then
I got another similar tweet that says basically the same thing. It says, that's the most Auburn thing ever. Breaks record, took 6 years, missed next kick.
At least he broke it. God. He owns it.
Yeah,
so it'll be a while before somebody breaks it.
His brother owns the majority of it.
Yeah, we said it as soon as it happens. It's the most Auburn thing ever.
Do you think his brother is going to give him some crap over that?
I would probably. If I was his brother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So this one is by Saturday Down South. Says, drinking game. Take a shot for every flag the SEC officials throw in this Bama-Tennessee game. We are not responsible for your liver. Because there was a lot.
There was, what, 18 or 19?
I think there was a lot.
Might have been more towards the end of the game.
I think there was low 20s. I could be wrong.
Now,
we had this wrote down somewhere.
It wasn't as bad as
I will find out and mention it later.
It wasn't as bad as the USC-Utah game earlier in the season.
I didn't have any good videos this week, but I got two of my favorite signs at College Game Day. One says, Jim Harbaugh hands out raisins and toothbrushes for Halloween. That was pretty good, I thought. Then
he hands that out when he takes his players to Europe before every season. Yeah. He hands that out for little gifts.
And they lost again today.
Yeah.
To Penn State.
Roll Tide.
Going back to what we were just talking about, though, I do have a tweet about... So, into the first 17 minutes, there were 9 penalties called of the Alabama game. I don't know what the final was.
I'll find it out.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
The last sign was also about Jim Harbaugh. It says, Jim Harbaugh wears socks on the beach.
That one is probably true.
It fits him so well.
Yeah, he definitely is a socks and sandals type of guy.
He's a weird dude.
That's all I got.
All right, well, great. Yeah, great segment this week. Okay, well, let's get into... let's just go into Tide versus Tigers now. Tide versus Tigers trivia. We do this every week. We always pre-record it on Saturday mornings. Last night, these two idiots kept me up till 3:30 a.m. and we woke up at 10 to record this, and everyone's voices sound awful, and we're groggy.
Yeah, I've been a little under the weather as well, so that doesn't help.
Yeah,
I held off on smoking the cigar for tonight too, so it would help a little bit.
Yeah.
So it could be worse.
All right. Well, anyways, this is Tide vs. Tigers Trivia. This week's segment of Tide vs. Tigers Trivia is brought to you by Metal Central. Metal Central, located in Jasper, is your source for metal roofing that lasts a lifetime. Metal Central also offers metal building packages, custom trim, doors, and more to complete any job. Call Metal Central for a quote today. 205-385-7575. That's 205-385-7575. All right, now let's get into today's segment of Tide vs. Tigers Trivia.
Hello.
Hey, Jason. How you doing? We're here with Jason and Lisa for the Tide vs. Tigers Trivia. Jason will be representing the Crimson Tide, and Lisa's going to be representing the Auburn Tigers. Are y'all ready for some trivia today?
Definitely ready.
All right, good deal. Well, we're going to start out with you, Jason.
All right, Jason. Mr. Touchdown went on to be the NFL's MVP in the year of Super Bowl 40. Drafted by the Seattle Seahawks in the first round of the 2000 draft, this running back came to Alabama from Boone County High School in Kentucky. He left Alabama with 15 school records. Who is Mr. Touchdown?
Oh my gosh. You went to Seattle?
Yes, Seattle Seahawks. And
Sean Alexander?
correct.
You got it. That's right.
Ding, ding.
1 up for Alabama. All right, Lisa, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, Lisa. Which of these rivals did Auburn play in the 20th century more times than it played against Alabama?
Let me
Florida,
think about that.
Georgia, or Georgia Tech?
I'm going to go with all three.
Oh, that's right. Very good.
Oh, nice.
All right. Do I need to say why?
Yeah, tell them why.
All right, so the Auburn-Alabama series was suspended between 1907 and 1948 because of a squabble between the two schools over the amount of money to give the players on the trip to Birmingham.
Just 50 cents ended the rivalry for a few years. All right, Jason, back to you.
Terrence Cody earned a nickname that was nationally known because of his incredible size. He is very tall and very heavy. What was his unique nickname?
Mount Cody.
Correct.
That's right. He played a big role in this game, this Alabama-Tennessee game, just 10 years ago, didn't he? All right, Lisa.
All right, here we go. Number 2. What year? USC. Oh my God. All right. In 2004, the Auburn Tigers compiled an undefeated season, but was still not invited to the BCS National Championship game. What two teams were?
So, what teams in the 2004 National Championship game?
Let's see. I'm going to go with USC and Oklahoma.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's right. You got it.
Yep, USC won 55-19, but they had to take that win away because of some troubles with Reggie Bush.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Auburn should have been in that game anyways. Then
They should have.
All right, Jason. Also seen at Alabama's football games is their band. What is the band's official name?
$1 Million Band.
That's right.
all right, we got some good players this time around.
Definitely.
All right, Lisa.
All right, question number 3. What year did Auburn win its first national championship?
See. I'm going to go with 1958.
Oh, so close. 1957 was the answer for that one. That was a good try though. Very close.
All right, Jason. How many times did Alabama beat the University of Texas Longhorns in the 20th century?
Oh my gosh. In the 20th century?
Correct.
I'm going to go with 3. I have no idea.
The Tide never had the pleasure of handing the Longhorns a loss, although coming very close in the 1982 Cotton Bowl. That's not the
Wow.
Tide.
So 0 wins.
Yeah, 0 wins.
Just shocking. I would have never guessed that. All right,
I
Lisa.
figured it would have been low, but not that low. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
All right, here we go. What is the name of the official Auburn fight song?
War Eagle?
That's
War
right.
Eagle, that's right. You got it.
All right, Jason, last one. This season, a certain receiver broke the school record for most single-game touchdowns in the 59-31 win over Ole Miss. Who was this receiver?
Smith. I can't think of his first name.
There you go,
That's
Smith.
right.
Devontae Smith, you got it.
Devontae Smith, yeah.
All right, here we go. Last question, Lisa.
Okay.
1989 Iron Bowl is etched forever into the hearts of the Auburn faithful. Auburn beat Alabama 30-20, but there was something even more significant about the game than the final score. What was it?
I don't know that one.
Well, this was the first time Alabama had ever come to play at Jordan-Hare Stadium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but I think that Jason was our winner this week.
Awesome.
All right.
She's tough. She's tough, though.
Yeah, she knew her stuff, didn't she?
Yeah, I was getting worried.
Well, all right. I appreciate you both so much, Jason. We'll get your contact information on Facebook, and we'll get your prize sent right over to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Y'all have a good one. We appreciate y'all.
Roll
You
Tide.
too.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Okay, well, let's get right into Auburn. So, Justin, tell us what your first initial thoughts are of this game.
It's a classic Gus. Every week from off a bye, he's 8-0 so far his career as Auburn.
Does this make 8-0 or does this make 9-0?
Oh, he's 9-0 now. Yeah, he was 8-0 going in today, so now he's 9-0. But usually Gus will bounce back after losing a game, and I mean this is kind of. Well, hopefully we'll see what we saw in 17. Maybe. Maybe we'll see a good performance against LSU. I'm not very hopeful right now, but I think Bo Nix had a really good game. He kind of struggled in the second quarter, but he bounced back in the third and fourth quarter. The running game was really good today, and then once again the defense is so good. And the D line is probably, I'd say it's the best in the SEC, maybe the best in the country. We forced a lot of turnovers today, and I mean there's not much to say except Auburn had control of the game, and even though it was 17-3, and then 20 seconds later it was 31-3. So, but it was a great game to watch, a great bounce back game, and I'm very worried about LSU next week. We'll talk about that later, but it was a great game to watch today.
So here's an interesting stat about this game that I had no idea. So this is a tweet pointed out by NWA Hutch. So attendance for today's Arkansas-Auburn game, 54,619. It's the smallest crowd for a game in Fayetteville since 2003 plus, the smallest for an SEC game, and third smallest overall, and since the stadium expanded in 2001.
Jeez.
Oof.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised. Who wants to go watch Arkansas play?
Sounds like they could have, could have done something more than Chad Morris. They got to get something. They got to get something going.
Yeah, we talked about that with. I mean, he had a losing record at SMU. Who said? You know what? He's the guy. He's who we want.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. They should have.
Yeah, I didn't understand that choice.
But now SMU's 7-0.
Yeah.
They won again today.
Yeah.
Against
Again.
a good Temple team too. So.
Yeah, Temple only had one loss. I
Yeah.
think it was a pretty good loss. I can't remember exactly, but
Meanwhile, Auburn goes to 2-5 in the season and 0-4 in the conference.
You mean Arkansas?
Is that what I said?
You said Auburn.
Arkansas. Yeah. Auburn is 5-1 and 3-1. So, Bo Nix went 12 for 17, 176 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions this week. So
He just had the fumble.
no throw picks tweets this week. Thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness.
And then Gatewood got to throw it twice, and he completed 1.
But I liked seeing Gatewood in on a couple more plays on third and short, even though they didn't work because he looked kind of hesitant on some of the plays for such a big guy.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix made some good throws today, and Seth Williams, I think, a stat, 41 or out of the 48 or 49 catches have either been for a first down or a touchdown.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. And he had, I think, 2 touchdowns today.
Well,
Yeah, he did. He had 2 touchdowns today.
Yeah, and one of them was a passing touchdown, too. So, Ben Hicks, he went 19 for 39 for Arkansas, 182 yards, a touchdown and an interception. But this Arkansas team just looks so rough.
Yeah. And that quarterback they have, too, I think we saw a stat. He had the SMU record for passing yards and touchdowns because he followed Chad Morris.
What a
And
mistake.
that's definitely
That
a different
sure
league
was
from
a
what he was
mistake.
playing.
What do you
And
think
now
he's thinking in his mind about that right now?
I could be undefeated. Well, I don't know if he'd be undefeated. I think the quarterback they have now is really good. He threw for 6 touchdowns today against Temple. So
Yeah.
it's worked out for SMU.
So we saw more of Gatewood. We also saw a little bit more of Schwartz today.
Yeah, finally throwing the deep ball to him. He had a touchdown pass, a great throw from Nix, a little more from the run game. I think what kind of bothered me, though, is Will Hastings didn't see him at all today, and then Eli Stove, he didn't get any catches today either.
Yeah.
Which those are 2 talented guys. I wish we'd see more of them in the offense, and we didn't see them at all today. But I liked seeing the multitude of running backs. We got, let's see, DJ Williams got a lot of carries today, and he's a freshman, and he's going to be, they say he's going to be a really good running back. And then also Joyner, who's a 6'4", 220, and he looked really good today too. So I think there's a lot of good future for the Auburn running backs.
On the defensive side, Marlon Davidson, he had 2 sacks today.
Yep, and then I think I don't know if Derek Brown had any sacks there or not, but I know he had another good game as well. But yeah, Davidson had a strip sack too to start on the first drive. I mean, you're not going to see a good combination like that for a while at Auburn. Those are going to be 2. Davidson might even sneak in to the top 20, maybe he should be a first-round pick. Derek Brown should be a top 5 pick. So
Yeah, he's going to go early, that's for sure.
Derek Brown is, I think the thing about Davidson is he might be a little undersized. So we'll see if he should go first round if he keeps this up.
So what did y'all think about the running game without Boobie Whitlow this week?
I thought it was good, but I mean, I don't know if you can really gauge that off of how Arkansas's defense has been, but it was a good bounce back from how bad it was against Florida, because I think they had a total 298 rushing yards. Yes, almost 300. So it's a huge bounce back, and they got, like I said, a lot from all different running backs today. So that was good to see. So hopefully we keep that up going against. If we have a good run game against LSU, we might have a shot. But
How many different running backs touched the ball?
today I think it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I know they had a lot ready to go.
Yeah, because you had Shivers, Martin, Joyner, Williams, and then Malik Miller too. So 5.
Schwartz got a couple carries.
Yeah, he has the carries on reverses.
Yeah.
And then Gatewood, you can say he had carries too. Nix, probably he ran for a touchdown as well.
Yeah.
But I think there's another stat too. Auburn is 20-1 when they rush for over 130 yards. So if we can somehow get that against LSU, that's already a good statistic in our direction.
I think that's doable too. I don't want to talk too much about the LSU Auburn game because we got a whole bonus episode coming out on it on Thursday. So we're gonna hold off on that. But Justin, I just want to ask you right now, who are you taking in that game?
I would take LSU since it's at Baton Rouge. Auburn hasn't won in Baton Rouge since 1998. With how this is probably the best LSU team since they've won the national championship back in 2003. So I mean, it's the best LSU offense they've ever had. So I know our defense has been fantastic this season, but the problem is, will our offense be able to keep up with theirs?
Aaron, who would you take right now?
LSU.
LSU.
For the same reasons. It's in
Young
Baton
freshman
Rouge
quarterback, too. I mean, I know he got a lot of experience in Florida. You learned from that. But
But if they go in that game just ready to pull Joe Burrow's pants down, he'll drop to the ground.
Yeah, so.
Just like that.
But
Especially after this week with all the tweets. He doesn't want a repeat of that.
Yeah.
But the only thing that worries me is our
Unfortunately, I've seen that
secondary.
played over so many times that if you notice, he thinks he can get away. But if he
Yeah.
does, he's going to pull his pants down even more, so he just falls.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
He's
got-
falling down, too.
Some things are bigger than football.
Dignity.
Yeah.
Okay, well, any last thoughts on this game?
Not really much. I mean, it was a beatdown.
Yeah.
No surprises.
Well, we can come back to it if you do think about anything, but I think you're already thinking of something because it's time for Knight Needs to Know.
Oh, I need to know a few things.
Knight needs to know. Probably with some of the stuff you've done before, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised if I put ashes in cookies and fed them to you?
Yeah, because it was some day for the SEC again.
That might make sense then. I guess just
How does
back
that make
during
sense?
September.
Yeah, I would like to know how it makes sense.
Now this is looking like a bad idea.
All right, first thing I need to know. Should LSU be bumped to 1 after Alabama's struggle against Tennessee tonight?
Yes, absolutely.
Think so? Okay.
I mean, I think we all were. Well, I guess y'all weren't. But I don't know. I would say yes, just because I thought they should be above them anyways.
Yeah.
Just because.
well,
of
yeah,
the,
you had
just
them.
because of the strength of schedule.
Yeah.
I think
But now, just because of the way they struggled too, that's even more of a reason. I don't think there's really any reason that Alabama should be ahead of them.
I think we saw tonight how important Tua is to this team.
Very important.
And without him, this team is not great.
Well, yeah, because the Alabama running game isn't what it usually is.
No, it's not.
I think that's more on the O-line.
Yeah, the O-line
by
is
far.
not. It's not a typical Alabama O-line.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
The defense is so young. It's not a good
Yeah,
matchup.
Tennessee had over 100 rushing yards, I think, tonight.
Yeah, they were eating us alive.
Well, while we're talking about that update on Tua, they said he twisted his ankle. He'll be out this week against Arkansas, and then he's going to rest the bye week 2 to return for LSU.
Was it the same ankle from last year too?
It was his left. I don't remember
if
which
that was
one.
the same ankle from last season or not.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
But back to the beginning when we were talking about the penalties. The total penalties was 21.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Pretty good amount.
Okay, Justin, what else you got for us?
Let's see. What was I gonna ask? Oh, in the Big Ten now, with Wisconsin losing today, and then Michigan State.
bad.
Michigan and Penn State struggling today. You pretty much think Ohio State just has a nice, easy ride, winning the Big Ten,
I mean,
going undefeated.
Wisconsin was definitely my hope, and then I still had some faith in Penn State, and Penn State struggled against Michigan, and Wisconsin got embarrassed. So, unfortunately, I guess Ohio State's the favorite. Where do they play Penn State in the championship? Is that the only way they play them?
No, they play them, but it's at Ohio State.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't.
Wisconsin has to go to Ohio State next week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't count Penn State out.
I wouldn't count them
wouldn't either.
out.
I would just say they
but the
struggled.
fact, that's why I asked. The fact that it's.
And it's at Ohio
I mean,
State.
I knew they would struggle a little bit more just because it was a do or die on everything for Michigan. But I mean, I don't know. I figured it would be, and they did get off what was it, 21-0 at one point?
Yeah, it was 21-0. Then
and then they just kind of let their foot off the gas,
Yeah.
and that's not going to beat Ohio State. So
Yeah, they get Penn State at home November 23rd. So
I was really
I don't know.
hoping Penn State would 42-0 Michigan, and it didn't happen.
Well, with Michigan's offense too, and how it looked this
Yeah.
year, and how good Penn State's defense is, that's why I thought too Penn State
Yeah.
should have handled them a little more easily than they did. Because Michigan,
But it was very similar to the Wisconsin game where it was 35-0, and they came back and scored
That's true,
21
yeah.
points. So,
but Michigan could have tied it there in the last play, but the guy dropped it in the end zone on 4th and goal. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Wisconsin bounced back and beats Ohio State.
no,
it wouldn't surprise me.
I would be very surprised.
Really?
It wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me just because the way it times up. Like if they bounce back and they actually utilize Jonathan Taylor and can actually manage the clock. Because let's not
Yeah.
forget that they should have won this game regardless.
That was
Throwing on 3rd and 5.
It was still it was still a moral loss, either way.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But throwing that ball is stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is with Wisconsin too. Ohio State's defense is, they're only giving up 7 points a game, and they know if we stop Jonathan Taylor, there's no way this team's gonna have a chance. Because Wisconsin, I don't think they have a passing game. So they never really have. That's a classic Wisconsin team is just run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
Yeah, they got the best running back in the nation.
Yeah, and they've always had good running backs coming out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, on 3rd and 5 with 30 seconds left, you throw the ball or
and
whatever.
see what happens. Throw an interception.
Yeah, so
Ohio
they
State-
definitely got whipped no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, they still should have won the game.
And even the defense,
they
too.
still had a chance. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Wisconsin defense who shut out 4 teams, and then they give up 24 points to Illinois
I
today.
think we need to go back later and have a whole episode on just poor coaching decisions at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'd like that. Maybe after the season wraps up and we're just looking for ideas, we'll do that.
Like, time management is...
Yeah.
I don't get how it's... I think earlier today, Derek Mason also... one of his assistant coaches had to run out there and tell him to take a timeout.
Well, we already know.
I get
we
there's a
already know
lot
he's
going
not a good
on.
coach.
Like, I actually thought he was a pretty good coach until.
Well, they beat Missouri today. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I liked him a lot until the last couple of weeks. And
Yeah.
it seemed like they just rolled over.
Yeah.
Well, what we'll
Until
do,
today when they beat Missouri.
what we'll do at the end of the season, we'll do a rewards episode where we hand out awards to the best and worst decisions and teams and games. We'll do our imaginary awards.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those
well,
are some
All right.
really bad decisions.
And then
Yeah.
last question. With Tua getting hurt again, does this hurt his Heisman chances and his chance of being taken number 1 in the draft?
Both very much.
yeah, it
in
hurts
my
his
opinion.
draft stock. I'll tell you what hurts his Heisman chances more than the injury was that pass, that interception.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I don't think.
Just doing too much.
He's definitely had those moments where he does too much and like those, interceptions over the last 3 years or whatever.
Yeah,
but none like today. It was
That was a weird
there
throw.
was no one even remotely close.
Well, I think there was a guy in the back of the end zone.
There was, but there's 2 people in between.
Yeah,
them.
but it was just an awful throw.
It was a bad throw. I mean, it was just.
I thought for sure when he threw it, he was throwing it out of the back of the end zone, like he just
Yeah.
throwing it away. 'Cause that was a long scramble. I thought there's no way he's actually trying to attempt to pass unless it's wide open.
The execution didn't look much like a Tua. I mean, it looked nothing like a Tua throw, but the thought process behind it was very Tua-esque because he does try to force it way too often when there's nothing there. I thought he was doing better about that this year, and I still think he has been. But today
it's
was
only
just
2 interceptions he's thrown on the season.
yeah. So you can't complain much, but that was a bad decision.
Very bad.
That is all I need to know this week.
All right. Well, another good segment. We're just on a roll today. We got
we
good
are.
energy. All right.
Good energy.
Good vibes
I was
only.
about to say y'all both look like death right now. Yeah, y'all
I
both
look pretty
are-
good.
Y'all both.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty cute, but y'all both look like
thank you.
y'all both look very tired.
Well, we're gonna get some good sleep tonight.
Well, before we get into Alabama, do y'all want to read out some hate mail we got this week?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me.
We
did
finally
actually get
got
hate
some?
mail?
Oh yeah, we got some hate mail.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so last week, we did the
Oh yeah, I bet I got quite a bit. I'm
Last
looking
week?
forward
Maybe
to it.
I hope it's just a bunch of who is this Aaron guy and why is he on your podcast?
I love it.
we did our top 10s last week, and Aaron had some controversial picks. I'll read out our top 10s.
Yeah,
or at
which
least the
made me
top-
look stupid today, by the way. Which I was fully aware was a possibility, but I didn't think it'd be this bad.
Oh yes.
So I had,
You Wisconsin.
in order, Alabama number 1, then LSU, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Florida, Auburn at number 8, Georgia, Notre Dame to finish out at number 10. Justin had Alabama 1, LSU, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Florida at 7, Georgia at 8, Penn State, Notre Dame at 10, no Auburn in the top 10.
Which again, I'm just in case you haven't heard me say it, I was ranking
Strength of
mine.
schedule.
I was ranking
But
mine just
Wisconsin
off
hadn't
of.
played anybody.
They did. They beat Michigan and somebody else, and I can't remember who it was.
If they want to hear this argument, they can go back. But it's all.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I was just doing it off of wins and no losses, and I wasn't
Strength of
doing
schedule,
off
heavy.
of.
Yeah.
Number 1, LSU. Number 2, Wisconsin. Number 3, Penn State. Number 4, Oklahoma. Number 5, Alabama. Number 6, Ohio State. Number 7, Clemson, the defending national champions. Number 8, Florida. Number 9, Auburn. Finishing out with number 10, Georgia. So let's just, I posted that on our Facebook page.
Oh, is this the hate mail you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant you actually got an email.
I haven't checked the email in days. We probably did. I don't know.
Oh my god!
I'm bad about checking the email. Please send in your emails still. I'll get to them eventually. Okay, so...
Eventually. What a great selling point. We'll get to them eventually.
Okay, so you get a little love, actually. You get a lot more love than I thought, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah, so Michelle Jackson said just a few hours ago, I believe Aaron is right on it. Great job.
If it was a few,
few
hours
hours
ago,
ago, that was-
then that was not a good take.
Before the Alabama game, 8 hours ago. at this point.
That's-
Yeah,
was
it
midnight.
would have been if it was after the Wisconsin game. Then
That was after the Wisconsin
Yeah,
game.
well-
So that's a bad
I appreciate your.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, that didn't age well for me.
Damon Wade says, I predict LSU losing back-to-back to Auburn and Alabama.
Wow.
Sit back and watch.
We'll be sitting and waiting.
Yeah, Brenda says she will be sitting and waiting. Don't even worry about it. Let me find some good hate in here.
Just pitting our fans against each other.
Michael, let them fight. Michael Smith says, they sleeping on Ohio State.
Even though we had them at 4. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how that's sleeping on
I
Ohio
was
State.
I just had them lower because
played
they had
anybody.
not played a soul.
They still have. They will the next week.
I mean, obviously, like we already talked, I would have them higher now just because of what happened today.
Our good friend of the show, Manny Acosta, who was participated in Tide versus Tigers the other day, he said, Aaron, drugs are bad, okay? He also said, lame sports fan excuses 101. Strength of schedule, conference, close scoring games. He's a freshman. Coach hasn't had time to build or recruit. My diaper hasn't been changed. So that was
Okay,
all.
well, only half of those made sense, period. And the half that made sense is exactly what everybody ever bases a team off of. So I really don't know what else you want from me.
Love you, Manny. Okay, Jeff Hughes says, my opinion doesn't matter, but Alabama, LSU, Oklahoma, Clemson, and Ohio State are tied for number 1 until one of them loses.
That's basically what I had.
Okay.
Just
Sure.
Terrell Wallace says, Aaron, LOL. That's it.
And this is the best one.
This one is my favorite. Chuck Howard said, Aaron done bumped his forehead. I'm sure it's all to get more people to listen to the podcast. So I would say
Great
good
marketing
job.
strategy.
But if he is that stupid, then refer to my first comment.
thanks, man.
that's Chuck. Rat
Hey, you want
Smith.
to call in on the show?
Yeah,
Rat.
we'll get. Hey, Chuck, if you're listening, we'll get you in if you want to. This guy's first name is Rat. Rat Smith. I like Justin's pick better. He's wrong about Clemson.
That doesn't make any sense, okay? But he likes my pick, okay?
Steve Coburn says Aaron is so correct.
Don't know how.
Ooh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Jay Reed says Justin is the only one with common sense.
And
then followed by Paul El Muerto, who says Justin is the one who is cuckoo. No Auburn, and Notre Dame shouldn't be anywhere near the top 10. April Norris says, why, Aaron? Just why? Thanks, Mom. And
Shout out.
Kimberly Townsville says, Alabama should be number 1 because it's my team. That's the most truest comment.
Roll Tide.
All right, so yeah, not too much hate, but yeah, there's some funny ones in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, well, let's talk about Auburn. I mean,
Well,
Alabama.
if Wisconsin would have covered by 30 like they were supposed to, it would have been fine. But
yeah, but they did.
Yeah, they did.
they had to make me look as dumb as humanly possible today. So I really appreciate that.
Okay, so first things first, Tua. How do you guys see this affecting the rest of the season? How severe do you think this is, given he was seen walking on it? He's kind of hobbling.
I think it happened at the only time it could, and he probably won't see the field against Arkansas. Then we go into a bye, and we'll get ready for the big game.
Yep.
I agree. I think my only concern is just how injury prone he's been over the past couple of seasons, and if that is the same ankle, that would be my only concern. Just re-injuring it again later in the season, like he did last year.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think we saw that there is a big gap between Tua and Mac and the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, obviously we haven't seen a lot from his little brother, but I was saying today, before I remembered that Slade Bolden existed, but before I remembered we had like a Wildcat type deal with him, I was saying we should, in certain situations, put him out there and just read that end and run quarterback power and stuff like that when we trying to get those.
I thought we probably would see Talia at
Like-
some point in the second half, but we
second
didn't.
medium or something like that.
Because he's a better runner than his brother.
Yeah. So, I don't trust him reading many defenses by
Yeah.
no means.
Yeah.
But
Also, shout out to Aaron Suttles for totally calling Slade Slade to get in on the ball.
Yeah.
So he tweeted it totally as a joke, saying we should go full white tiger and put Slade
well, I
on.
kept saying Wildcat, but I didn't know who would run Wildcat, and then I was like, his little brother could, Even though he's technically a quarterback, he can run really well, and if he does need to throw it, he can. I think they definitely need to look over that.
Yeah, he's got a really good arm.
Oh yeah.
So it'll just be. I mean, I think next year.
So I definitely.
He'll probably win the starting job. I would think.
I think it's a possibility. Yeah.
I mean, does Alabama have any other top recruit cornerbacks coming in at this point?
Mac will be back.
Yeah, but I mean, seeing
top recruit quarterbacks coming in.
Yeah.
Actually, we got one.
You got one, didn't you? Yeah.
We got the number one quarterback, didn't we?
Well, it was definitely the number
California?
one dual threat quarterback. Yeah, out of California.
See, from what I saw from Mac, I don't really see him winning the job next year.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would be a little better than what he showed tonight, but I don't know. He looked like he was just a little cold.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But
what year is he? Is he a sophomore or junior?
He's a redshirt
junior.
Junior,
Yeah, so he'll be a senior.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is that quarterback.
Okay,
Yeah,
I knew you. I was thinking you might have had.
But yeah, I don't think Tua will see the field until the LSU game, and then I think they'll just go out with Mac, and then I think they should explore the possibility of.
Talia definitely needs to play next week.
Yeah, Talia. Yeah, whatever his name is. The other Hawaiian or whatever he is.
It's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So here's interesting. This is by Peter Burns, ESPN, on Twitter. QBs injured in the SEC this year. Kentucky has 2. Vanderbilt 2. South Carolina 2. Ole Miss has 1. Arkansas, Mississippi State, Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Tennessee. So LSU, Georgia, A&M, and Auburn are the only 4 who hasn't
and
had
Florida
a QB
almost had
miss
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got lucky with Trask.
Yeah, they did. So pretty.
That's a lot.
We're not too deep in the season. We haven't even got to November yet. So
I mean, we're just now at the halfway point.
Yeah, really. So
yeah, that's crazy how the third string quarterback's playing right now, and like in 2014 when Cardale Jones was playing, we're like, oh my gosh, it's the third string.
Blew
Everybody
everybody's
was
mind.
losing their mind, and now that's literally
standard.
half the teams in the SEC are using a third string quarterback right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is a good recruiting tool though.
Oh, absolutely, because they're getting more and more playtime.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing freshmen replace national championship starters.
Quarterbacks.
You know, so so Tennessee is going to give Alabama fans lung cancer. This is the 13th straight year that Alabama has beat Tennessee. So that's an entire generation that grew up with cigar smoke that wouldn't have otherwise.
It was so funny. It was awkward, but it was really funny watching the announcers talk about people in the stands trying to light the cigars. Man,
they were dogging on one of their sideline
them,
reporters too, Molly.
Yeah, they kept saying, "Oh, Molly's lighting up." I was like, "Yeah, easy on the wording there, Buckos."
Yeah. That didn't sound too good.
I don't know if Tennessee will ever beat Alabama again.
Okay. I don't know.
Ever? Like till eternity?
Everybody calm down, okay?
Well, I mean, it's going to be
Are they going to shut down the program?
No, I think it's going to be a long time.
It's going to be a long time.
It's going to be a long time, yeah. But what was I about to say? Oh, they showed that poor little girl.
Oh, that was covered in her mouth.
Oh,
yeah, there's going to be some.
I don't blame her.
There'll be some people calling that out on Twitter, throwing a fit over that.
Yeah, that was just. But all the amount of people that were having trouble. I don't know if it was really windy or if they just really. They were having a lot of trouble, all around the stadium, lighting up.
Yeah, it's probably just another game to take a kid to. I mean,
no.
The amount of young kids that showed trying to light up too, and looking at it like, what in the world is this?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. Oh, we also got the lights tonight, finally, that we saw, which looked good.
Mm-hmm. That looked good. Almost could have been a backfire, I think, the way Alabama looked.
Yeah, I was about to say, if Alabama loses this game, we will never see those lights again.
when you think about it, Tennessee, I guess we'll get to that fumble in the
if we would have lost and they uninstalled the lights, Georgia would have done it the next day. They're like, oh man, that's why we almost lost to Kentucky again. We lost to South Carolina. That was why.
It's messing with our quarterback's vision.
Yeah.
They would have done it the next day.
Tennessee definitely had a lot of chances.
Yeah,
even to stay in this game, which is crazy to say.
Well, we also saw a lot of flags this game.
Oh gosh.
Too. We talked about that already, but
the officiating for college and NFL this season has been very bad.
The SEC, especially today, because I mean there was a few games that it was just a lot of flags.
Yeah, it's atrocious.
Yeah.
It's getting way too soft for me.
Well,
fast.
all these rough in the
passers.
yeah.
I know most people don't agree with me, but the targeting.
Well, let's talk
Well,
a
the
little.
targeting is a little much too.
Yeah.
And I hate the review and then how long it takes, and that's not even close to being targeted.
I'm
Or
glad
it
they
shouldn't be
at
targeted.
least review it, but I'm saying it shouldn't exist in the first place.
There was we're talking a lot about tweets today, but Ryan Brown from the Jocks network, he had tweeted out that if that isn't targeting, it should be. Don't need those types of hits anymore after the targeting call in the Tennessee game. And some random guy said, so I guess you just let them score then? Let's penalize the player for making the extra effort while we are at it. Even better, just start playing flag football so no one has to worry about
So what
it.
was the play?
And
It
I've
was
already
the
read
targeting
this,
call.
and I'm going to say I agree with the
yeah.
random guy.
Really?
Yes, I do, 100%.
I'm with Ryan Brown here. And then he responded, he said, I prefer we have a few rules that might keep the players I enjoy watching from eating through a feeding tube in 30 years. But that's just my opinion.
No, okay, so this can get really long, but I agree. I know what he's talking about. But at the end of the day, it goes back to part of the game. Like, what are you
That's
supposed
what
to
these
do?
guys signed up for.
No,
I mean,
okay, if you've
what
ever
they're
played
playing.
football, you might have tried to hurt somebody if you got really mad, but by no means did you use your own head.
No, and I don't think that's what happened in that play. I don't think that was intentional targeting at all.
So that's why you shouldn't get thrown out, and there's nothing else you can do. Like it's just like the same thing. Like the whole game's getting too soft for me. Like when you run, if a quarterback's sprinting to the sideline and you push him out like within a yard, and they throw a flag like he was going out, or when they're sliding like he's sliding. Well, you don't know that you have so much momentum going forward. He could juke you one time and then go down the sideline and make you look stupid.
Here's what I agree with you with is the punishment for targeting is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Now I heard,
My thing is like I get that they don't want them doing that, but like you can tell if somebody means to do it.
Yeah.
And if they mean to do it, then you already have that, and it's an unsportsmanlike. Yeah. Or you can just straight up eject them.
Here's what I think is
I've never
it should be like
seen one where it's just so obvious that they just meant to break someone's neck.
Yeah.
That he was just stopping him from going in the end zone.
And a lot of these guys, I mean, these running backs are getting low too. And I mean, there's so many plays you can't help with these targeting calls. Like there's one that I'm glad they didn't call. I mean, but there's nothing you can do about Auburn, Florida, the linebacker. I mean, the running back's getting so low, and he's just going in low with them too. Yeah, and there's going to be helmet-to-helmet contact. Sometimes you can't avoid that.
Here's what I think. It should be. Yeah. There should be a similar setup to soccer in that there's a red card and there's a yellow card. If it is clearly intentional, eject them. That's fine. But otherwise, I think ejecting them too much, and definitely holding them out the next half of the next game is
crazy.
There's too many like stupid rules that affect the game, how the outcome of the game, and then the outcome of another game.
Yeah,
and potentially a season. Yeah, that's insane.
I'm all for making the game safer, and I'm fine completely with the targeting rule, but I hate the punishment, and that needs to change. And I don't know why they haven't changed it.
Talking about affecting the season, I mean, we can go back to Devin White and LSU and Alabama.
How he affected.
I mean, that really changed the game.
Oh my gosh, Devin White.
At Gary Danielson, yeah.
At Gary.
Well, let's get off of that for a minute, and let's talk a little bit about this Tennessee-Alabama game. So Alabama won 35-13, despite it being a lot closer than that during most of the game. Tua went 11 for 12 in the quarter he got to play in for 155 yards and one interception, which was really bad. We talked about. But Matt came in. He went 6 for 11, so not awful, 72 yards. And then, of course, Bolden went 1 for 1 and got a touchdown off of it. Yeah. So, what would you rate Mac Jones's performance?
A 6, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing the great. I was thinking like right at average, so a C.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
I mean, he didn't turn the ball over or
That's
anything, but he did
5.5.
Yeah, but some of the throws he made, I mean, he looked like he was short in arm a lot of his throws.
He looked like a everyday quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah, just average.
Absolutely. A game manager, except not really, because he didn't really game manage either.
An old Alabama quarterback.
Yep. A John Parker Wilson.
Yeah, just a nice.
Yeah.
Even though he's better than Mac Jones, but
yeah, don't get that confused. He was much better than Mac Jones, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
He's channeling.
He's just a game manager.
He's channeling his JPW.
Yeah.
Najee had over 100 yards, 105 on 21 carries and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he ran the ball well.
He always runs hard. I just wish he had a stronger line to run behind.
Yeah, I was about to say. It's rough.
Yeah.
It was rough.
I guess he just saw that too.
Yeah, a lot of Justin just showed me another butt tweet of Joseph Burrow. There's so many of them. My goodness.
Exposed a crack in LSU's offense.
I can't wait to see how he responds to them. If he hasn't already, y'all need look that up.
That's enough. That is enough.
That's pretty good. Oh, can we get into Guantanamo Bay and his?
I edited out. I edited that out from our first episode. I'm just gonna leave it in at this point. I accidentally called Guantanamo, and then Justin said, "Well, it might as well be Guantanamo Bay because that place is a train wreck." I thought it was a little too risque at the time, but at this point where we've talked about people biting camel genitals and other things, I guess it's fine. So yeah, let's.
So
leave
we're
that
gonna
in.
go into that. I mean, the score at this point was 28-13, and they're on the 1 yard line, so it's 4th and goal. So Guantanamo, he runs up to the line. It's a no huddle. I'm just quoting y'all. So it's a no huddle, and it's from So I guess, well, we don't know if this is true or not, but it looked like he decided I'm just gonna do a QB sneak. I'm gonna dive over. So he makes it about 2 feet off the ground, and the ball just throws. It's like it just throws in the back of the end zone. Alabama player picks it up, takes it to the house, and then Pruitt just absolutely chews him out. And that's probably the last time we'll see him this season. He might be cut from the team.
I don't care what anybody says. He deserved it too.
Sucked.
Yeah.
Because
I don't know who that announcer was, but my gosh. He shouldn't talk to his players like that.
Yeah.
Well,
he shouldn't grab his face mask. He's trying to get his attention and say, "What the heck are you doing? You just screwed over our whole chances of winning this game."
Yeah, he barely touched him.
In his
It's not
defense,
like he punched him. Like, he never even touched him.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
just barely touched his face.
in the announcer's defense, he didn't know at the time that he had made an audible.
Yeah, well,
Well, you know what? He
the
didn't make
announcer
an
should
audible
pay attention.
because they were talking about the way the fullback was going the block. He was expecting him to hand it off to the running back, and he said,
Yeah,
QB sneak.
just threw it.
The
Yeah.
announcer should pay attention and thinks before he speaks.
Yeah, well, either way.
I'm just kidding. We'd love to have you on the show.
Yes, I'd love to get hired by you. So don't hold this against me. I would support you 100%.
Yeah, but that was really stupid.
No, that's enough.
But I understand why he was all over him because that screwed Tennessee's chances. If he would just gone with the same run play, I don't know if they would have gotten it anyways. But there's no reason you should ever do that, especially when you're Tennessee. You're 2-4. You suck already, and you actually have a chance to be in contention against Alabama. Mm-hmm. I totally agree with him chewing him out like that. I hope he never sees the field again.
He probably won't. So don't worry
I
about
don't
it.
think he will.
Yeah.
That third string didn't look too hot either.
And
Well,
the first thing I said when that fumble recovery for a 100-yard touchdown happened was, "That's the most Tennessee thing I've ever seen."
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the most Tennessee thing I've seen since the two block field goals by Terrence Cody.
Oh man.
So what did y'all think about the new punter?
He looked pretty good. A couple punts he had.
Booted one.
And he laid a good lick on the returner, too, on that second punt he had.
Yeah, so that
was
was
his
That
average
second one
punting?
that he absolutely bombed, and then Ruggs just sat there and watched the returner. I think he thought he did a fair catch, and then he just ran right past him.
Yeah.
I guess he wasn't paying attention.
So it looked
I
like
don't
he
know.
averaged like 42, 43 yards a punt, and then
Yeah.
his 51 was his longest, which I think was his second punt. So.
Ty Perrine is his name. Yeah, he had 2 and got 93 yards. So good for him. I thought he did really well. What'd y'all think about the decision to ice the kicker 3 times?
It worked.
He would have missed it regardless. It's an Alabama kicker.
I don't
hold it against him at all.
No, yeah, I mean,
A bunch of Alabama
why not?
fans were like, "How classless!" What, like, this,
Well, you can't take the timeouts with you. You might as well use them.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
blame him at
Exactly.
all.
Yeah, I don't blame it at all. I just
But-
thought it was funny.
We've seen somebody else this year do the same.
Yeah, someone
thing.
else did the same
And it
thing.
worked. It worked as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was.
it might have been Utah, USC. I think he did something.
probably.
But it makes no sense. This kicker played at Hoover. He was really good. He was the #1 recruit for kickers. And then Alabama finds a way to make him suck.
I didn't know he was from Hoover.
Yeah, he played at Hoover. I don't understand. That's the one thing about Alabama that I'll never understand is the kicking game.
Yeah, I mean, we coach them to be bad. I don't know what it is. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know. What I do know is that Nick Saban looked his saddest at halftime.
Yeah, he was. I mean,
did.
I expect him to be pissed and a little like how he usually is at halftime, even if they're up by 40.
Yeah.
but he was just looked sad. I guess because he knew. Tua's not going to be out for the season, but still, he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. I think he was worried about that.
I think it was too.
Yeah, so that was the first time I've seen Saban like that.
It was weird. I've never seen him like that.
Yeah, he just looked a little defeated, honestly. So, but I guess it's all going to work out because they're not going to need him next week.
No.
They don't even need a quarterback, and they could beat Arkansas.
No, they can just have Najee and the Wildcat the whole game. They'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, any final thoughts?
I'm looking forward to next weekend to hopefully a good game.
Yeah, I doubt it. But we'll see. Might be a beatdown.
I hope that it's not a good game.
I want to see what the point spread is.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not on the ESPN app yet. They usually take a while to get it on there.
Sometimes they'll put it. LSU's a 7.5 point favorite. Only touchdown.
Oh, you're talking about the Auburn game.
Yeah, Auburn LSU.
What about for Alabama?
Oh, you're talking about that one. Yeah, they haven't put that
that's
one.
That's why you're like, I
yet.
think it'll be a good game. I was like, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Auburn LSU.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about as well.
Yeah, they haven't put Alabama's on
Okay.
there yet.
It'll be lower than it would have been with 2 out, though.
But it'll probably be like 20 to 25.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be double digits.
Because today they were, what, 34?
34.5 today. Okay, well, I think that's all we got for that. So
this might be the quickest. Well, we're still
we still got mismanagers and a concert to
Oh man, I almost forgot about that. I was about
it's
to
not
say,
going to
wow.
be. It's not going to be 2 hours though, like last week. So that's
we had
nice.
a lot of stuff to talk about last week, though.
Yeah, we did. Less so this week, and we got the bonus episode to help us out.
Yeah.
So let's jump into mismanagers.
Hey, what you got?
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
I grabbed nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
Here's an actual customer out here. What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
And now, it's time for mismanagers.
Okay, first up on mismanagers. Let's see which one I want to go with first. Okay, I thought this one pretty funny. Thought about saving this one for the spooky mismanagers, but I've got enough that I'm going to throw this one in here.
I saw that one.
So the title for this one, this is by Sky.com, and the title for it is Man Speaks from Beyond the Grave at His Own Funeral. Yeah, okay, so...
Is that a video? Have you watched the video?
I haven't.
It's pretty funny.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'll read it.
Don't ruin it, Justin.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers.
Everybody was laughing, though, because it was a funny thing he did.
That was a spoiler.
Mourners who attended the funeral of a man in Ireland were left in shock when they heard his voice from beyond the grave. "Let me out, it's blank dark in here," cried Shay Bradley from his coffin as it was being lowered into the ground. In a large word followed by another large word on October 12th. In the pre-recorded message, the voice continued, "Where the beep am I? Is that a priest I can hear? This is Shay, I'm in the box." He then sang, "Hello again, hello, hello, I just called to say goodbye." Ensuring he got the last laugh at his own send-off, the 62-year-old Irish Defense Force veteran and had his family and friends in fits of giggles rather than tears. Mr. Bradley's daughter, Andrea Bradley, said he had been sick for 3 years before he died on October 8th and had planned this prank for over the last year. She told Sky News he was always full of life and he was big stature but even bigger in personality. So that brings me to this question. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny and strangely wholesome.
Yeah.
So it brought me to this question. Would you rather have everyone at your funeral laughing or crying, or would you just rather not have one?
I'd rather them be horrified.
What does that mean? Explain.
You just do an open casket and have like an apple in your mouth like you're a pig on Thanksgiving.
Okay, I don't know about that. That was just very
We've had a lot of morbid talk the last 2 weeks. I don't like it.
You said horrifying.
I gotta pick different
well, I
stories.
was talking about having me like a pig with an apple in my mouth. I don't know about that. I was going to say, well, very similar along the lines of, speaking from beyond the grave, except where he told people about it and they knew. I just wouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
So just have one person to
They'd
do
be
it
like, "Oh my gosh, get him up, get him up."
I would rather have people just laugh.
Yeah.
I don't want people crying.
No, me too.
I want to have people laughing like I
I'd
had a
like
good life. They want to remember me for good things.
I definitely don't want them horrified.
Well, yeah.
It's only a brief moment of horror until they open it up and they're like, "Oh man, that little prankster." So it's kind of the same thing. Basically, the same thing as he did, except they know it's a prank from the start.
Yeah.
Mine's a little more of a surprise.
Yeah. Like, see, if I'm like 70, 80 years old, there's no reason anybody should be crying because, I mean, at that point, you're pretty much about to die once you get to that age because
you're saying it's not justified to cry for someone that dies
it is
at that
justified
age?
to cry.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I
at that
was just
point,
making sure you're like they shouldn't be crying.
No, I'm just saying at that point you lived a full life and
Sure. Yeah, you want to leave them happy.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, these people are going to leave somebody happy, but not the Isle of Wight. So, fun fact about me, I'm obsessed with dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs.
You used to have a dinosaur webpage. It's still up, I think, is it not?
Yes, kind of. It is up. I used to do
a dinosaur webpage.
I used to do I used to have a dinosaur blog where I'd do dinosaur news, fossil news.
Go check it out.
How did I not know about this?
I think you did. I used to share it on my Facebook all the time, but you don't get on Facebook, so you wouldn't have saw it.
Nope.
This was a few years ago. So this is by BBC.com, and it says, Isle of Wight model Triceratops left in middle of High Street. So on the picture of this, it's a life-size, huge Triceratops. If you don't know how big a Triceratops is, think bigger than a car, and it's in the middle of the road, just left there. And it's a pretty realistic-looking statue in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it looks very real.
So, a dinosaur is left in the middle of a high street courtesy of some drunken pranksters, it is believed. A 25-foot model Triceratops had to be removed from High Street in Godchill on the Isle of Wight after it was dragged from the Jurassic Garden.
Yeah, how many drunken
people
were able to drag that?
Yeah, 25 foot. Owner Martin Simpson said he was shocked to see the model appearing on social media over the weekend. The dinosaur is part of Mr. Simpson's shop garden, where he sells prehistoric gems and fossils. I would like to go there.
That would be pretty cool.
He said it takes about 5 blokes to move the dinosaur a couple of inches, so it was definitely a concerted effort.
It says bloke, so is this in Australia or New Zealand?
I think it's in Europe somewhere.
Oh, well, I mean, you were just, a long way off there.
I'm sorry, I'm not perfect.
And drink was probably involved. He added he would now be securing the dinosaur to make sure the incident did not happen again. A photo of the obstruction was taken by Chris Hollingshead, who spotted it when he was driving home from work on Saturday morning, and later posted a photograph on social media. Staff from Island Roads, which reported road maintenance on the island, returned the dinosaur to the Jurassic Garden. A spokesperson said 3 of our staff attended the scene and placed it back into the garden from where it had been removed. The road was reopened within a short period after our arrival on site. So
that'd be crazy to see. You're just driving and you see that all.
I wish I had that for my front yard, but it brings me to the question of I know Aaron's answer to this, but Justin, I'm interested in yours. Which do you think is cooler, dragons or dinosaurs?
Okay.
Oh. Man, that's a good question. I'm going to say dragons.
Dragons. I say easily dinosaurs.
Well, I know you're going to say
Well, you
dinosaurs.
might be surprised. I might go with dinosaurs just because it's more... I really like dragons, so...
I think of Lord of the Rings. There's some cool dragons.
I get a bunch of jokes about that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I always like Lord of the Rings.
I said I feel like I'm going to get a bunch of jokes for that.
Oh, I thought you said I am because I like Lord of the Rings. But
no, everybody likes Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So the reason I really like dragons is from the Aragon series, if you don't know about that. So, yeah, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that.
You find that funny, Justin?
Yeah, I find that really funny.
You just can't see Aaron reading? It's because he hasn't in about 10 years.
That's because that's the only books of any significance I've ever read in my life, and it's because I absolutely had to.
And, man, there's...
and I just really liked them, so...
You don't have to explain for trying to educate yourself.
Oh, I was not trying to. That's the point. I want to make that very clear.
I did have it was like a All About Dragons book that they had for, like, kids and stuff, which was pretty cool. But there's been cool movies about dragons, too. There's
Game of Thrones.
Do you know the difference between a dragon and a wyvern? Wyvern?
No.
No, I don't.
Cool.
Well, you're not going to tell us?
All right.
You're not going to tell us?
This part of a joke.
Too much?
But, no, dragons have 4 legs and wings, and wyverns, however you want to say it, only have 2 back legs, and then they use the wings as front legs.
Interesting.
Oh, okay.
So, like, a dragon would be like the one that Donkey from Shrek married.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because that one had 4 legs, didn't it?
I believe so.
And
Another cool use of a dragon, Shrek. Love Shrek.
Dude, Shrek is
great.
It's great.
It's a good movie. Yeah, they're coming out with a new one.
Are they really?
They really are.
Oh,
well, they should really quit. Like, it's awesome and all, but like,
is this the 5th one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
We had Shrek Happily Ever After a few years ago.
Jeez,
Yeah.
yeah.
They should really give it a
rest. I had my mom drop me off on a date with a girl for that movie.
How old were you?
Drop
18.
you off, so.
I'm just kidding. I don't know, like 12, 13, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, let's go on to the next and final mismanager
Wow,
story.
there's another one. Well, there's usually
It's always 3.
Always 3, just like my 3 questions.
This is by TheVerge.com. The reflections in a pop star's eyes told a selfie stalker exactly how to find her.
Ah, yeah, I think I might have heard about this one.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
I don't believe this.
it's true. It's multiple sources.
There's no way it was able to see in the reflection of his eye long
What?
enough. I mean, that'd be a long time you have to stare in somebody's
what's
eye.
this?
No. Okay, so this is from a selfie. He zoomed in on a selfie.
Oh, this was
the
in,
selfie.
Wasn't
I
this
thought
in Japan or
I
China?
saw
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm stupid, but I saw the picture where it was looking in the eye. I thought it. I
That's
saw
not
the
even
reflection.
the same picture, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was just using that as an example. Like it saw the reflection in their eye. I was like, you had to be staring. You would be like 2 feet away from that person, just staring right at their eye, reading.
So she posted a selfie. He saw the reflection of the scenery she was at. Figured it out by Google where that was.
Oh yeah, I've heard of multiple people doing that.
Okay, so in September, a Japanese.
Not that I have
What?
What did you say?
I've heard of multiple people doing that before.
I've never heard of anyone doing
You
that.
never heard of
haven't
that
either.
before?
No. Who do you hang out with outside of me?
Not people I know.
I would say
It's not like my buddy Jim just went down the street and like.
I feel like you might have.
I mean,
No.
I want to know what all this guy could see just from the reflection of her eye. Just be able to tell him, like, oh, I would know exactly where she's
Well,
at.
let
There's
me read
stories
it.
all the time of like people accidentally posting too much on like Instagram Live or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well, yeah, that's always.
Yeah, and figuring out like where people's apartments are. Or
That's
stuff
why,
like
like,
that. There's
these,
stories like
these
that all the
YouTube
time.
stars and everything, I don't understand how they do it because they're posting these
Yeah.
blogs all the time, and
Yeah,
that would always scare me.
Speaking of YouTube stars, we finally recorded some content for the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, we did.
So it'll be up later
I
this
mean,
week.
it's not good, but I mean,
I thought we were about to get in a whole nother drama about some
I did
YouTube
too.
stars.
I was like, oh man.
No, I don't. I have no interest in YouTube
no desire to-
drama. Yeah. In September, a Japanese man was arrested for reportedly stalking a pop star and attacking her at her home.
Wow.
So this guy sucks already.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, this guy sucks. Allegedly, this man found the woman's home by studying photos she posted on social media, observing a train station reflected in her eyes, finding that train station using Google Street View, waiting for her at the train station, and following her home. So, this guy did all this, and he was probably thinking like, oh man, I can't wait to tell her how I found her. It's really going to impress her. The man also apparently learned more about where the woman lived by studying videos she posted from inside her apartment, observing her curtains and how light came through her windows.
That is nuts.
Okay, this seems like this dude put in a little more effort.
You may not be a pop star, but it's still a cautionary tale about how tiny details in your smartphone photos could be used to figure out one of your most private pieces of information where you live. So maybe avoid sharing photos taken right nearby your home or on routes you frequent.
Yeah.
You might also go to your settings and turn off automatic geotagging to your photos so that GPS coordinates aren't included in the metadata of every single photo you take.
Also, be private.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a big one. What? Yeah. Oh, private. Yeah.
We're going to now talk about concerts.
Hey.
Because, like I said earlier, me and Justin went to see Weezer last night.
Very good.
Yeah, so we got us to thinking about if you could see any concert from any time period by any band or musician, what would be your top 5?
Okay.
Yeah, so, who wants to go first? Aaron? Justin?
Hey, Aaron? You want me to go first? Or are we just going, like, say you're number 5, and then we go up to number 1 most, like, you'd want to go to? Or
Sure, let's do that. That's fine.
All right, so I guess number 5 for me would be George Jones.
George Jones?
Yep.
What's your favorite George Jones song?
Couldn't tell you.
Fake fan. Fake fan alert.
You're putting me on the spot right now.
Wow.
Yeah, don't ask me any of that.
Well, okay, I'll say.
Don't ask me any of my favorite songs.
I'd go with White Lightning.
Okay, there you go. There's the song.
Okay, well, don't ask me any.
See, so don't,
I also
don't
didn't-
laugh at me, and I just said one, so.
I don't know. I also didn't rank them, and I'm not a big concert. I don't think I've ever went to like a legit concert. Like,
Really?
A really good. No, not a really good one though.
I'd love to list off the ones I've been to, just to throw it out there.
It's your world. We're just living in it. Go for it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
Go ahead.
All right, so we've got Van Halen, we've
Okay.
got the Eagles, been to the Who, saw Kiss and Motley Crue.
That's a good one.
Just saw Weezer, saw Kings of Leon, saw the Colts,
Me and you saw
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, yeah.
Saw Tim McGraw and Faith Hill a couple years ago too. And then saw Bush too with the Colt. So it's been a lot of cool concerts.
Nice.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
I've been
to a lot.
I haven't been to a lot, but I have been to Bon Jovi and Weezer and Lady Antebellum and Jonas Brothers, and I'm going to see them again.
Don't know if I'd say that, but
I got drugged to it one time with my family, and now I'm getting drugged to it with my girlfriend. But they're fine. I have nothing against Jonas Brothers, so I'll go to it. And that may be it. I don't know. Probably went to Hannah Montana or something when I was young. Probably got drugged to that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, because you're in a family full of girls.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, like I said, I haven't really been to a real legit one, so therefore I'm not big on them.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I also saw the Wiggles live. So.
Okay.
oh, nice.
No, we're not. I have a strong hate for the Wiggles, so.
Well, you're a monster, so that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, I was the only kid that cried when they came on, so.
Oh my gosh.
I hated the Wiggles as a kid. Anyways, yeah, I don't. Like I said,
Fruit salad.
Stop.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Okay. Anyways, I didn't rank them. I just first five that came to mind. I guess what would be on number 5 was Old T Swift, just because, she's got a lot of classics. Got a sweet spot for Old T Swift.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts my heart for all this shameful things she's been doing.
Like what?
I don't know.
Like making music?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Moving on from God again.
All I'm basically saying is I like Old T Swift. I don't know what
Yeah,
else
so
to say.
spoiler alert, she's my number 1.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Maybe a little controversial, but I would love to go. I'd love to go hear Taylor Swift sing her old country songs. I'd pay a good penny for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Justin, number 4. I didn't do my number 5, did I?
Yeah, you did not.
It's okay. You
Trying to
may
skip
different.
out.
You
Yeah.
may different.
I'm different. I got number 5, Cage the Elephants.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to
like
see
Cage
them. Yeah, one of my favorites.
Kind of just another second coming of the Beastie Boys, pretty much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's fair.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though they were around the same time, weren't they? Or were
Yeah,
Cage
a little
Elephants
after. A little after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're pretty similar to the Beastie Boys.
They are a little less in your face about it, but yeah.
I don't know though.
Beastie Boys was like,
Well,
"Go sleep to Brooklyn."
Well, Cage the
And the
Elephants
Cage
has
the
some pretty
Elephants is-
crazy songs too.
Yeah, they got a couple.
Yeah. Like I can think of one line. I think Gorilla Radio or something was one of them.
Yeah, maybe.
I
No, I'm not a real fan either. I know like 4 of their songs.
Well, see, when you're put on the spot for songs, your brain just goes dead.
Yeah.
So, all right, number 4 for me, Ryan Adams. He's still alive. He's like in his 40s. He's kind of like a he's kind of like a rock, but then kind of a acoustic guitar kind of guy too. So he's really good because he'll do concerts just by himself, just playing on the acoustic guitar.
Why don't you sing us one of his songs?
That was really good.
Louder.
Good.
Just louder.
A little louder. I don't want to really sing it very loud.
Okay, well,
I feel like my voice is getting much worse.
good. It'll be good for when you sing.
What?
What's your number 4?
Once again, I didn't rank them, so let's go with
I can just play you the
Leonard.
song.
Leonard
There you go.
Skinner.
That'll be my next.
Cool. Yeah, they're in Alabama all the time. So you should go see them at some point.
Sorry.
Well,
No need to apologize.
well, I mean, I was going to say my number 3, but you haven't said your number 4 yet. So
I do need to step up my concert game. We'll have to go to some.
My number 4 is Tupac.
wow, okay,
Yeah, this thing would be cool.
yeah.
I mean, it would
Cool
be
to
cool, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Neither do I. Honestly, it's getting. I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Justin.
3 for me is Leonard Skinner. But
Oh,
back
yeah.
when they had all the original guys before the tragic plane crash, that would have
Yeah.
been really cool to see.
Absolutely.
My next.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go with Hank?
Okay. Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Senior or junior?
Senior.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
My number 3 is Aerosmith.
Oh.
I really wanted to go see them in Atlanta a few years ago when they came, but I just couldn't afford it, and also I couldn't drive, so.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Because I'm just 13.
A few years ago.
Everybody's gonna be calling in. You're 13.
That was not a few years ago.
Welcome to the Game Managers Podcast. I couldn't drive to the concert. I'm 13.
Oh man.
All right, number 2.
Jimi Hendrix.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Probably the best guitar player to ever live.
Yes.
And a tragic death to him too. He died too young. Because he died in his late 20s, I think.
Aaron?
Hold on. I don't remember. Next one on my list, because I didn't rank them, is AC/DC.
Yeah.
I think it's some AC/DC.
No.
Shoot the thrill!
That was my first thought, is Back in Black.
Of course.
Sorry. It won't happen again.
Jailbreak.
That was good.
Jailbreak.
That was really good.
That was really good.
Thank you.
My number 2 is Queen.
Oh, that would have been very cool to see.
Yeah, it would have been. Rip.
What
Any
about
good songs?
Prince, man?
Oh, yeah, Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prince would be cool, too.
Yeah.
Prince would have been cool.
All right, number 1.
Yep, number 1.
Led Zeppelin.
Led
Love
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin. That would have been really cool to see.
Yeah, that would have been. Immigrant Song.
Dazed and Confused.
So I didn't rank really any of the other ones, but by far my number 1 would definitely be Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was being honest, my number 1 would definitely be Johnny Cash. I just didn't pick them because you had them. But yeah, far and away would be Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Maybe at Folsom Prison.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere like that. You know, that would
Merle
be so
Haggard
cool.
was at Folsom Prison when he
Yeah.
performed, which was a cool fact.
Yeah. Absolutely. We have the record of him at Folsom Prison. So
Oh, yeah.
we listened to it a good bit. So yeah, definitely Johnny. What's your favorite Johnny Cash song?
Ooh.
So we know a bunch of them.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. My favorite one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Of course, Walk the Line's a classic.
Walk the Line's good. You got Ring of Fire.
Ring of Fire, yeah.
Hurt.
That's a
Hurts.
good one.
Hurts.
That's probably one of his.
Hurts. My
definitely
favorite
up
music
there.
video of his by all time is
Yeah.
Hurts.
Hurts definitely up there.
What's the one where he shot the man?
Yeah, that was my
riding on the horse. What was
Those
the name
two,
of that one?
I don't know what.
Oh, on the horse. That sounds like
Bring Your-
7
and
of
they
his
hung
songs.
and then they hung him at the
Oh, Hung My Head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That one, it hurts probably up
Yeah.
there for my favorite.
Yeah.
Folsom Prison Blues. It's a good one.
Really good.
It's a bunch of good Johnny Cash songs.
Boy Named Sue.
Boy Named Sue
That's
is
a good
great. This one's funny. Also talks about my favorite place in the world, Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
It's your favorite place in the world.
Yes, by far and away.
In the world?
Yes.
I bet there's a bunch of countries, around the world that are probably better than Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Well, I'd like you to show me one because I never heard of one better than Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Maybe like Madrid in Spain, or
that sounds
that
like
definitely would not be.
nonsense. to
Sicily and
me.
Italy, or
That sounds boring and old.
Sounds.
Gatlinburg is it all?
Rome.
Yeah, well, how did that work out
Paris?
for them? Because Rome was destroyed. You know what wasn't destroyed? Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg 1, Rome 0.
Okay.
That's what I gotta say.
All right, well, let's take this to the Coliseum. Really
Yeah,
say.
let's see if Gatlinburg, Tennessee can win in a battle with some
I will
people
take
from Rome.
my Gatlinburgians
Some
against
Spartans.
Romans anytime.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can Romans make moonshine?
Yes.
Can they
Physically
live in
capable.
wooden
No,
cabins?
they have some
They're physically
fantastic
capable.
wine.
Oh yeah, wine. Well, maybe if we were in sissy country Europe, that
Okay.
would work. But no, this is Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
But what we're saying is we don't want to be in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
There's so many
your
better
argument
places.
is so invalid.
Well, that's fine, but
I mean,
it is
we're
my
not-
favorite place in the
we're-
world.
Gatlinburg is a really good place, but to say it's your favorite place in the world, that's a little much.
It is. I mean,
Well,
that's
while we're
just,
here, if you had to pick one, if you got all expense paid, one place to visit, just-
either Sydney, Australia, or Japan.
Definitely Spain. Probably Madrid or Barcelona.
Yeah, those would both be cool.
But yeah. I'd love to go to Spain. That'd be the number one country I'd want to go to.
I just tried to think of something original. I couldn't, so I already was picking Sydney, Australia as well.
Oh, okay. Why Sydney?
Mainly because it's the most expensive. So if you're going to pay for it, the plane ticket and all is the most expensive. So if you're going to pay for it, it's all expense paid.
I've just always had a fascination with Australia and their accents.
Well, hey, at least they speak English, so you wouldn't have a barrier.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have to learn or get like Google
at
earphones.
Least you know have a little bit of the phrase.
Well, you would some stuff. It surprised you.
Sure. Well, there's some different phrases they use.
Got a bunch of Australian buddies I play with on the Xbox, and I've known them for a long time.
I do like an Australian accent.
It's really funny how sometimes they'll say a sentence and you know what every word individually means, but you have no clue what they said all together.
They probably think the same thing about us.
It's crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Talking about thongs and everything, and it's flip-flops.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff like that. Okay. But when they string a whole sentence together like it, and you're like, what?
I've always thought about like Spanish speakers learning English and then having to learn all the phrases like "kick the bucket." Like if you heard that, you wouldn't think somebody dying at all.
I mean, English is the hardest language to learn.
Nope, I would disagree with that.
No, it really is. If you look it up, it's the hardest because of all the different parts of the English language.
All the different slang.
Yeah. And not even that, just like the plural and not and singular and all the stuff you have to do in the English language.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I guess.
There's no gendered
because,
words.
like, for Spanish, too, because you have the gendered and then the plural. I mean, it's not like you do in the English language, so.
Yeah. Totally true. I've always heard French is incredibly difficult because there's no rhyme or reason to it. They just said, hey, this sounds pretty, let's go with that.
Well, technically, I've done my research, man. Okay. So there's like a chart, and it's just basically like, there's not necessarily one language that's the hardest to learn. It depends on what your native language is, obviously. Like, so for English speakers, your hardest one's going to be Mandarin Chinese, and just like vice versa. So if you speak Mandarin Chinese, the hardest one's going to be English. But if you speak French, which is closer, then it's not going to be English. It's going to be something else. But
well, I've taken now. Let's see. I took Spanish.
We don't remember anything from Spanish.
All of junior year, all of senior year. I didn't fail, by the way. I just had to take all these. I took it for 4 semesters in college.
Yeah, I think we've taken it for 3 or 4, yeah.
And all I can say is, me gusta la aspiradora, which I believe means I like the vacuum.
So...
But I could be wrong.
I took it all junior and senior year, and that poor woman just wanted me to get out of her class, and I did not do a single thing. Shout out, Miss G, love you. You're an awesome lady, but I had no desire to learn the language at that time, and she really wanted me out.
Can you say anything for us besides adios like you do every week?
See, adios.
Can you put a sentence together?
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's the only one I can put together.
Me gusta polla.
I like
chicken.
I like chicken.
Yeah.
Hold on. Something was coming back. Just
Te amo?
I gotta get the... Oh, keep it coming. Hold on.
Me amo Nick. Como estás?
Yeah.
Como estás?
What is it? I was gonna say my name is como está? What is como?
Me amo Aaron.
Me amo. Yeah, there you go. I did it, man. Yeah. Shout out if anybody's looking for a translator.
We got you. The 3 amigos over here.
All right. So last question, because I really want this to be done, but I'm curious. If you had to learn one language, what would you want to learn the most?
I feel like the most useful for me would be Spanish.
That's what I was going to say too, because there's a lot of Spanish speakers in Alabama.
Yeah.
So that'd really be especially
here in North
going
Carolina.
into teaching too, with a lot of Spanish students you're going to see. That'd be the most useful.
If I had to pick one to sound cool, I would do Russian.
Yes, to sound cool, Russian.
Yeah, definitely.
I wouldn't pick Spanish just because the one I would pick is fairly close to it, and I feel like I would want to be slightly more unique, even though it's not in the grand scheme of thing, and it would be French.
French, yeah.
The more romantic side of the
That's
languages.
exactly for the ladies.
Aaron's romantic side. Aaron is quite the romantic.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you know me.
I do, more than anyone else.
Too bad I don't know a single word of French to
To
expand
woo
on
me
that.
over. Wii.
Bonjour.
Yeah, the Wii. You want to play the Wii?
Whoa, okay.
Just slap the remote out of my hand. I mean, the microphone. Well, that should do it for this episode, right? That was good.
That was it, yeah. That was good.
Great, awesome. That was probably our best episode ever, am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nah,
Minute 18?
I don't think so. I think it was just fine. But yeah,
You're just mad because all the stuff you have to edit out.
I've got to edit some. I've got to.
Y'all are both so tired. I think it's funny because I got the least amount of sleep. I was up till 5:40.
I'm not tired.
And
I feel pretty good.
Well, you also had a nap.
Hey, what game do you want to play?
Yeah, both had it. Madden.
Okay. Actually, I would appreciate it if y'all played and because y'all will yell at each other and it'll keep me awake.
Hey, we're gonna play some Madden. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So the YouTube videos we have coming out are us playing Doug Flutie Maximum Football 2019, a game we all equally adore and love.
It's not how I feel. It's not how I pictured that ending, but
we're also have a video of us playing Madden 16, the newest Madden we purchased.
Played Doug Flutie, and it was.
And then NHL.
Yeah, and NHL 18 too.
Yeah. I was like, I could die today, and it would be a holiday.
Yeah. Well. If any day you die will be a holiday, I guarantee you. As soon as word gets out, there will be celebrations internationally. So, yeah, that'll wrap it up, though. Let's find my little note thing where it says everything I need to say. I know the first thing I need to say is thank you for listening, because we talk about absolute nonsense on the show.
And please send in your emails. I swear I'm going to make him read
You know what? Let me open it up. I'm pretty sure we had no emails.
We're trying to get this thing over. And, why not? We'll check out the emails.
Pretty sure we had none.
I wouldn't expect us to have any because the
why
emails
aren't you
just come
emailing
through
us?
Facebook.
Yeah, because everybody messages on Facebook. Yeah, we don't have any. So there you go.
Way.
T-Public messages. They said, "Hey, you made a sale." So thank you to whoever bought that. So we had our website launch a couple weeks ago, thegamemanagers.com. Very insightful stuff all over that page. You can find our episodes and our articles and learn about us and find our social media links. Speaking of social media, we are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at TGMPod. You can email us at GameManagersPodcast@gmail.com. You can follow me at Norisosaurus on Twitter. That is NORRISOSU. Oh no, I messed up. This is the first time since episode 1.
Gosh,
I had a streak going.
Just delete it. We'll start.
NORRISOSAURUS. You can subscribe for future content wherever you're listening on it, whether that be your podcast app or on YouTube, where we also post our stuff. Or on your phone, says Boomer Justin, who doesn't understand technology. Leave a nice review if you like the show.
I know somewhat technology. I know about smart boards. I know about...
All right, anyway, so...
Leave a nice review if you like the show. It helps us a lot and helps us probably more than anything else. So please do that. You can order some shirts and get our merch to help support the show at tpublic.com. They are some of the softest shirts you ever did see.
BYU just beat Boise State, by the way.
Another game upset Justin.
Whoa!
I think you're... we need to figure out how many you've chosen, because I don't think you've missed an upset.
Well,
prediction.
I missed South Carolina, because I picked them for that. And even though they were in control of that game, they blew that. But
Well, I hate that. I wanted Boise to go undefeated. Anyways, neither here nor there. We are doing giveaways, ticket giveaways. Those are about to end, so jump on that. You can find that on our Facebook page for Alabama and Auburn games. We also do the weekly giveaway for Tide vs. Tigers trivia. We do that every week. We post it on Wednesdays. This week was a hat, and that was won by whoever won it. Jason! Congrats, Jason. I didn't mean that. I forgot about you. It's just been a long day, and it's 1 a.m. I think that is everything. Do you guys have anything to add?
You got through most of it. I was waiting for you to slip up on several things, and you actually said it all.
I'm just ready for you to be done.
Great. Well, I am. So that will be all. Thank you again for listening, and we will be back. Don't forget, bonus episode Thursday morning will be released then. Check that out. We will be with Carlos Rogers. We're excited to have him on. So that... Everybody good?
War Eagle, have a great week.
Adios. Roll Tide.